Welcome to my YouTube channel Road Rider, and today I am going to take you on a very detailed journey with one of the most iconic motorcycles in the Indian two-wheeler market, the Bajaj Pulsar 220F, but this time in its latest 2025 avatar. Bike has been a legend for almost 2 decades now, often called the fastest Indian. And even though the motorcycle landscape has changed drastically with the arrival of many premium, sporty, and technologically advanced machines, the Pulsar 220F still holds a very special place in the hearts of enthusiasts. So in today's video, we will do a very in-depth review of the 2025 Bajaj Pulsar 220F, talking about its design, engine, performance, comfort, mileage, new updates, technology, practicality, pros and cons, and of course whether it is worth buying in 2025 or not. Let's begin with the story of the Pulsar 220F. The bike was first introduced back in the late 2000s as the Pulsar 220 DTS-i. Later became the carburetor-fed 220F that most riders are familiar with. For many years, this machine was the dream bike for young riders in India, Pakistan, Nepal, and other Asian markets. It was affordable, had an aggressive half-faired design, came with good power for its segment, and gave riders the thrill of speed without breaking the bank. Now in 2025, Bajaj has refreshed the Pulsar 220F with subtle Bajaj, but important changes to keep it relevant while retaining the soul that made it a cult classic. Talking about the design, at first glance, the 2025 Pulsar 220F might look very familiar because Bajaj has not messed too much with the styling. The iconic semi-faired body with the dual headlamp-inspired design language is still here, but with a modern touch. The fairing is sharper, with revised graphics that give it a fresh appeal. One of the key highlights is that Bajaj has retained the muscular fuel tank that the Pulsar 220F is known for. It still looks beefy and offers a strong road presence, which riders always loved. The split seat setup remains, but gets slightly better cushioning for long-distance comfort. The clip-on handlebars and slightly rear-set foot pegs continue to offer that sweet balance between sportiness and touring comfort. Bajaj understands that Pulsar 220F is not just about looks but also about everyday practicality, so they kept the ergonomics rider-friendly. Now let's talk about the engine, which is the heart of any motorcycle. The 2025 Pulsar 220F continues. With its trusted 220cc oil-cooled single-cylinder engine, however, Bajaj has worked on refining this engine to meet the latest BS7 and Euro 6 emission norms while ensuring performance doesn't take a back seat. The engine now produces around 21 horsepower at 8,500 revolutions per minute and 19 Nm, torque at 7,000 revolutions per minute. While these numbers may not seem extraordinary in 2025, they are more than enough to give you a thrilling ride in the 200 to 250cc category. The throttle response is smoother. Vibrations are reduced thanks to better engine mounts and internal refinements. And overall refinement has improved compared to older versions. The bike is still paired with a 5-speed gearbox. And many riders wished for a 6th gear, but Bajaj has stuck with the tried-and-tested transmission. The gearing is well-spaced for city rides and highway cruising. Strong mid-range performance that makes overtaking easy. On the highway, the Pulsar 220F can comfortably cruise at 100 to 110 kilometers per hour, and it still feels stable and confident at those speeds. The top speed hovers around 135 to 140 kilometers per hour, depending on rider weight and conditions, which is quite respectable for this segment. Performance-wise, the Pulsar 220F is still a joy to ride. The acceleration from 0 to 60 kilometers per hour comes in around 4 seconds and 0 to 100 in just under 11 seconds. The power delivery is linear, but the bike still has that punchy character that riders have always appreciated. It's not just about raw speed, though the refinement and improved fueling make it a more enjoyable and smoother motorcycle to live with on a daily basis. When it comes to ride and handling, Bajaj has made slight tweaks to keep the Pulsar 220F up to date. The bike continues to use telescopic front forks and twin rear shock absorbers with nitrax, but they are now tuned better for comfort and stability. The suspension strikes a good balance between handling city potholes and giving confidence in cornering. The chassis remains strong and stable. And though it may not be as sharp or lightweight as some of the newer bikes in the 200cc to 250cc segment, it still provides a solid, planted feel at high speeds. Braking duties are handled by a 280mm front disc and a 230mm rear disc, both with single-channel ABS as standard. Riders might expect dual-channel ABS in 2025, but Bajaj has kept single-channel to control costs. Still, the braking performance is reliable, with progressive bite-in enough stopping power for both city and highway riding. Tires are wider than before, with a 180th section at the front and a 130/70th at the rear, offering better grip and stability. Comfort and practicality are also key strengths of the Pulsar 220. Unlike many sport bikes that compromise comfort for aggressive styling, this bike maintains a comfortable riding triangle. You can ride it daily in traffic without fatigue, and it is equally capable of doing weekend touring. Fuel efficiency is another factor that many riders consider. And the 2025 Pulsar 220F offers a decent balance between performance and economy. With the refinements in the engine, you can expect around 38 to 42 km/h in city conditions, and close to 45 km/h on the highway if ridden sensibly. With a 15-liter fuel tank, that translates to a riding range of nearly 600 kilometers on a full tank, making it an excellent option for long-distance riders. In terms of features, Bajaj has given the Pulsar 220F some modern updates. The instrument cluster is now a semi-digital console with a larger digital display for speed, trip meters, gear indicator, fuel economy, and more. It retains the analog tachometer, which gives it that old-school charm. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Peace out.